Going with the flow. What does that mean? Well, let's imagine what it's like to not go with the flow. Imagine that standing by the banks of a river, rushing river, beautiful crystal clear water, flowing, 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 and you're standing by the river going, flow river, flow. I've got to stand here because I've got to make you flow. And if I stop, if I don't just stand here and make you flow, suddenly you're going to stop. Well, that would be ridiculous. Or suppose you're on the beach. The waves are coming in. In and out, in and out. And you're the same with every bit of determination that you have, you're just making sure those waves are going to keep coming in and out. You have to work so hard, you're so determined. You want those waves to keep going in and out. Or at night, there you are in your bed going, oh, the sun's got to come up tomorrow. I have to make that sun come up. I'm going to make sure that sun comes up tomorrow morning. Well, of course, you wouldn't do any of those things. How ridiculous. It's so often we are thinking about our own flow of the well-being in our life. We're thinking of it in the same way. We're part of the natural systems. We have the same energy coming into our bodies, into our lives, that's in the rivers and in the oceans, that's causing the sun to rise and fall. It's all one. And when we think that we have to force everything, we push against maybe our natural feelings about things. We try and make things happen. We don't pay attention to our bodies. Our bodies get all stressed and tight because we're just forcing so hard. Oh, I want to be a good person. Oh, I have to make myself, I have to make sure I only say good things. I have to make sure that I follow all the rules. I really, really want to be a good person. It's like it's something that we have to be continually, we had this feeling of this vigilance and forcing. Well, it's very difficult to experience flow when you're feeling like you're fighting something all the time. So what does it feel like when you're in flow? When you experience that flow, you notice things. You notice little things, the wind pushing the branches playing with the wind. You notice the birds pecking and kicking up the leaves. You notice things have a particular scent. You notice the seasons. Then you start to notice feelings that you have. Different feelings. You can sense things. You can appreciate things. You begin to build feelings for people. Feelings for your body. It's a whole new world of feelings when you're in flow. So what are some ways that we can get into that flow ourselves? The most important one for me is to meditate. When I meditate, my mind quiets down. Everything inside of me settles. I stop thinking about all those things I'm supposed to do, or all the things I didn't do, or all the things that are wrong. I just go, oh, I'm just settling. And I can start to listen for those little voices, those tiny little nudges, those little whispers of inspiration telling me that everything's all right, that everything's going to work out, that I'm connected, that I'll always be connected to my source, to my flow. Now, I'm going to recite a poem written by someone who experienced this flow as a sort of heaven on earth. And if you listen to it, maybe you will get a glimpse of this. The poem is called Emma Lee, and I'm not sure of the poet's name, but I will tell you the poem now. I gather thyme upon the sunny hills, and its pure fragrance always gladdens me. And in my mind, having tranquility, I smile to see how my green basket fills. And by clear streams I gather daffodils, and in dim woods find out the cherry tree, and take its fruit and the wild strawberry, and nuts and honey, and live free from ills. The birds are my friends. I dwell on the green earth, 'neath the blue sky. The birds are my friends, and leaves my rustling roof. The deer are not afraid of me, and I hear the wild goat and hail its hastening hoof. The squirrels sit perked as I pass them by, and even the watchful hare stands not aloof. This is a vision of being in flow, of experiencing heaven on earth, that we can all get a little closer to every day. Thank you. Were you able to hear them?
Thank you, Laurel. I love the poem. And what I gathered after was that was it the poem that you wanted to share uppermost in your delivery? Was that your goal? Or was the poem to support what you said before? Yeah?
Yeah, I was thinking of the poem when I as almost being like a sort of meditation. When I talked about the meditation, I thought of introducing it as now here, like, so what I could have said, or when I was practicing, was like, just take a deep breath, close your eyes, and then this poem will serve as a sort of meditation.
So the poem supported your speech, yeah? Because we were talking in our interpretive class tonight. There's a piece, and we have to introduce it, but I like the idea of what you did, that you put context around it and make it meaningful. But in your case, the poem supported your meditation.
Yeah.
So it was lovely. So looking at structure, your introduction were 3 different scenarios of where we might be resisting flow. So you yes, right in your introduction you said, I'll tell you what flow isn't. Yeah, so that was effective. Do you think maybe with time that might be, you could choose one?
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
of the 3, but
okay.
I
think one's good. Yeah.
Especially when I heard it all, the poem balanced well with what you said at the beginning as bookends. Mm-hmm. So yes, they were all good. So if your speech had been about alluding back to those what it's not, maybe that would have worked to have the 3. But yeah, pick
Great.
one.
Okay, that makes sense.
So I was talking about organization, and meditation sort of came. I think it was effective. The other option, no, I think it was effective to sort of give us that nice idea of meditation and then bookend it. So I think your speech was very well structured, and I loved your beautiful way of expressing the poem, and I think you showed different vocal variety with the resisting. You were really more like that.
Good. Yeah, I know how it's the vocal variety is.
Yeah, and then when you were telling about yourself, you were very natural and very peaceful. So I think it was wonderfully delivered. Thank you.
Good. Oh, thanks. Thanks.